Hi students, we have to discuss the chapter Changing Times. It is a life story of Chetan Das. We have to discuss a lot of things in this chapter. How Chetan Das lived in different cities and the houses he made and a lot of things. Let us start it.
Okay, take your textbook, page number 96. It's our new chapter, Changing Times. Okay, it is our new chapter, Changing Times. Read your textbook. My name is Chetandas. It is the story of Chetandas. Many years ago, I used to teach children like you. These days, I spend my time by writing about the days when I was young. I would love to share some of these with you. He says that he was a teacher when he was young. Then he would become a writer, and here he liked to share some of the writings, some of the things that happened in the child life of Chetandas. Then a big move. Look at your textbook and read it. I remember the time when I was 9 years old. It must have been over 60 years ago. That was when we lived in Dara Ghazigan. He would like to share his experience from the childhood life of Chetandas. That is, when he was 9 years old, he lived in a city in Pakistan, Dara Ghazigan. It was 60 years before. Okay, he explained about her childhood life in a city, Dara Ghazigan in Pakistan. Okay, look at your textbook. Today this place is in Pakistan. At that time there were a lot of problems all around us. I could not understand what was happening. One day Baba told us that we had to leave our village and move to another place. It was a bad situation, and he could not understand what was happening around there at that time. But one day his Baba told that they want to leave their village and move to another city. That is the problem. It was at the time of dividing India and Pakistan. They lived in Pakistan, but they forced to move to a city in India. Okay, look at your textbook. I was sad to leave my house and village. That was where I had all my friends, all of us, Baba, Amma, my younger brothers and sisters, and I took train to come here near Delhi. Like us, many people from our area also moved. People were saying that our country was being divided into two, India and Pakistan. Many people from India went to Pakistan, just like we moved to India. For some time, we all stayed in a camp. We lived in a big tent that were put up in a huge ground. They were very sad to hear this news, but they forced to move to a city in India. It was an order, but there was no another way. They should move to a city, a place in India, and they entered into the train and reached to India near Delhi. There were a lot of people from their area also moved to India on that train, and they heard that our country was being divided into two, India and Pakistan. In the same way, many people from India went to Pakistan just like they moved to India. At the beginning, after some days, they reached at Delhi. They stayed in a camp, and after that they lived in a big tent that were put up in a huge ground near Delhi. Okay, then look at your textbook, A New Home. One day, Baba told us that we had been given some land in Sona village. He said that we could build our house there. I was very happy. Baba and Amma worked hard to make the house. We children also helped. Baba dug the soil and we quickly filled the pans and passed them on to Amma. Gudia and Amma mixed husk in it. Baba put up the walls. Then one day Baba told that they get some land to build a house. And they started to build their house. Their mama and the children also helped a lot. Baba dug the soil and Amma quickly filled that soil into pan. Then Gudia mixed it with husk to make them hard, and Baba put up the walls. They jointly made their house on that land. Then we brought cow dung from nearby houses. Amma mixed it with mud. She coated the floor with this mixture, just like she used to do in our old house. Amma used to say that this would keep the insects away. Then they brought some cow dung from the nearby houses, and by mixing it with mud, they coated their floor with that mixture. And Mama told that this mixture would help to keep the insects away. You can see these pictures in page number 97. Okay, then take the next page. Then it was the turn for the roof to be made. Baba made a frame by joining strips of wood and fixed it on the four walls. We put branches of neem and kika trees in the frame so that termites would not harm the wood. Amma put old gunny bags on this and covered them with mud. They made their roof by joining strips of woods, for example, wood of branches of neem and kikar. Neem means vape, kikar means karivepila. Why this neem and kikar? It helps to avoid the harmful effect of termites. Termites would not harm the wood, neem and kikar. That is why they used neem and kikar to make their house roof. They arranged these wood in such a way that the termites would not come easily. They covered these branches with mud. Most of the houses around our house were made like ours. A few were different, but I liked my house the best. It was just like our old house. So he found that most houses around their house are equal to see. A few were different, but Chetandas liked his house the best. It was same as that of the house in Pakistan. Then there are some questions. Find out and write. Talk to any one of your grandparents and or any other elder person. Find out when she or he was 8 or 9 years old. Where did she or he live? Name that place. You want to ask to your grandparents or elder person that where did she or he live? Name that place. You want to write that place. They live in a hut or in a village. You want to write the name. Okay. Then from what material was her or his house made? Which was the material used to build their house? You want to ask it. It may be mud or wood. House was made by wood, mud, straw, etc. You can write your own answer. Okay. Did they have a toilet in their house? If no, where was it? Did they have any toilet in their house? You want to ask it in your grandparents. If yes, you can write yes, otherwise you can write no. Then in which part of the house was food cooked? There was an outside part for cooking. You can write your own answer by asking to an elderly person. Commonly we make a outside part for cooking. A lot of mud was used when Charanda's house was made. Why? At that time, mud was a common thing for making house. That is why they used mud for making house. And also, mud helps to keep their house cool in summer and warm in the winter. This is the one another advantage by using mud.